Did you know that your brand new car, fresh off the lot, is secretly designed to fail within just 5 years? It's not a coincidence, it's a strategy, and it's costing you more than you think. In the pursuit of fuel efficiency, high performance, and cutting-edge technology, car manufacturers have made trade-offs that come at your expense. These design choices make cars harder and more expensive to maintain, and that shiny new vehicle in your driveway could soon become a costly regret. Why are modern cars so expensive to repair? What hidden flaws are built into today's vehicles? How does this impact your wallet? What's under the hood of this problem might shock you. What's happening? Imagine this. You walk into a dealership, eyes wide with excitement, ready to drive off in a car packed with the latest features. But here's the reality. They're not selling you a car, they're selling you a ticking time bomb. Gone are the days of steel-clad reliability. The cars of today are wrapped in promises of efficiency and technology, but behind the scenes, they're built to break. And the worst part? It's by design. Manufacturers know that a car designed to last beyond its warranty is a car they can't profit from. This isn't just a suspicion, it's happening. Planned obsolescence isn't just for your smartphone. It's made its way into the automotive industry, and it's wreaking havoc on your wallet. So how are they pulling it off? It starts with what your car is made of, and no, it's not the solid materials you think. The plastic problem. Peek under the hood of a modern car, and what do you see? Plastic. Plastic everywhere. Cooling system pipes, turbocharger housings, water pump components, it's all plastic. Sure, plastic is lightweight and cheap for manufacturers, but here's the problem. Plastic doesn't last. Heat and cooling cycles cause these parts to swell, crack, and fail. What does that mean for you? Frequent and expensive replacements. Think of it like this. While an old-school rubber hose with a metal clamp could last the lifetime of a car, today's snap-together plastic fittings are a gamble. They're great when new, but after a few years, they're brittle, leaky, and ready to hit you with a repair bill. And it's not just hoses. Entire systems are now relying on plastic components placed dangerously close to turbochargers, where heat accelerates their deterioration. What saves manufacturers a few pennies today will cost you thousands tomorrow. Turbochargers and tiny engines. Let's talk engines. Once upon a time, a naturally aspirated V8 was the hallmark of power and reliability. Today, say hello to turbocharged 4 cylinders and even 3-cylinder engines. Sure, they're smaller and more fuel efficient, but here's the catch. They're working twice as hard to deliver the same performance. That extra strain generates heat, wear, and tear. And with turbochargers running hot, the surrounding components, many of them plastic, don't stand a chance. Take Ford's EcoBoost engines, for example. These small turbocharged engines are known for their power, but they've also earned a reputation for overheating and failing prematurely. And the maintenance? Forget the old days of neglecting oil changes. Now you'll need to stick to tighter intervals or risk a catastrophic failure. But if you think engines are the only culprit, think again. The hidden costs of modern engineering go even deeper, and they're right under your feet. Hidden costs of new engines. Beneath the shiny exterior of your car lies a labyrinth of compromises. Take oil pumps, for instance. In many modern engines, these pumps are driven by belts submerged in oil, a design prone to breaking and leading to catastrophic engine failure. And then there's the labor. Modern engines are so tightly packed and complex that even a simple repair can cost you hundreds, if not thousands, in labor alone. A $200 shop rate to replace a part buried deep in the engine bay is no longer uncommon. The result, cars that are more expensive to service, harder to repair, and less forgiving of neglect. Manufacturers may tout fuel efficiency and performance, but you're the one paying the price. And that's just scratching the surface. Wait until you hear what powers all of this technology, because it's draining more than just your battery. The battery dilemma. Modern vehicles rely on a power source far more advanced than the old-school lead-acid batteries that powered cars for decades. The rise of hybrid and electric vehicles has brought with it a reliance on high-voltage batteries, which, while efficient, are anything but durable or affordable. Even standard combustion engine vehicles have adopted larger and more complex batteries to keep up with the demand of powering the multitude of electronics in modern cars. Imagine this. Your car is just a few years old, and suddenly, the battery fails. You head to the dealership only to learn that replacing it could cost you as much as several $1,000s. Why? Because these aren't the simple batteries of the past. They are intricate, high-capacity units designed to manage increasingly power-hungry systems. Some cars even require two batteries, one to power the traditional functions and another smaller battery to maintain the memory for all the vehicle's complex systems. This dual battery setup is efficient in theory, but turns into a nightmare when it comes time to replace one or both. And for hybrid or electric vehicle owners, the cost can skyrocket further. Hybrid battery replacements often range from $5,000 to $7,000, while some electric vehicle batteries can cost upwards of $10,000 to replace. To make matters worse, these batteries don't last forever. Many manufacturers offer warranties for 8 to 10 years on hybrid and electric vehicle batteries, but what happens after that? Once the warranty expires, you are left holding the bill. A car that may have seemed like a great investment initially can quickly turn into a financial burden. And let's not forget the environmental impact. These batteries are not just expensive, they are also challenging to recycle. While efforts are being made to develop better recycling methods, the sheer volume of batteries required for modern vehicles means that the long-term environmental cost is staggering. But it's not just the batteries that are draining your wallet. The complexity of modern vehicles has introduced an entirely new set of problems. The complexity conundrum. Step into any modern vehicle and you'll be greeted by a dashboard filled with touchscreens, digital gauges, and advanced infotainment systems. These features may feel futuristic, but they come at a cost, both financially and in terms of reliability. For every button you press or feature you activate, there is an intricate network of sensors, modules, and wiring working behind the scenes. Take something as simple as power seats. What was once controlled by a mechanical lever is now operated by an electronic module buried under the seat. These modules are delicate, expensive, and prone to failure. Even something as routine as rolling down your window has become a potential point of failure. Power windows now rely on electronic regulators, which are controlled by sensors and modules. If a window stops working, the repair may involve replacing multiple components, each with its own hefty price tag. This complexity extends to every corner of the vehicle, from advanced driver assistance systems like adaptive cruise control and lane keeping assist to automatic climate control and ambient lighting. Modern cars are packed with features that depend on a web of electronics. While these systems are convenient and appealing, they are not built to last. When something goes wrong, the repair process is far from simple. Diagnosing a problem often requires specialized tools and software that only dealerships or high-end repair shops have access to. And with shop rates now averaging between $200 and $250 per hour, even a minor issue can quickly escalate into a significant expense. But it wasn't always this way. There was a time when cars were simpler, more reliable, and easier to fix. A comparison to simpler times. Think back to the vehicles of the 1980s and 1990s. They may not have had touchscreens or voice-activated assistants, but they were built to last. Buttons were mechanical, switches were straightforward, and engines were designed for durability rather than efficiency. Take the Toyota Land Cruiser for example. This iconic vehicle, known for its ruggedness, relied on simple engineering principles. No turbochargers, no hybrid systems. Just a reliable engine, durable suspension, and a design that prioritized longevity over flashiness. Similarly, older models of the Honda Accord and Toyota Camry became household favorites, not because they had the latest gadgets, but because they could run for decades with minimal maintenance. These cars were easy to repair, with parts that were affordable and widely available. Fast forward to today, and the landscape has shifted entirely. The emphasis on efficiency and technology has pushed manufacturers to create vehicles that are more complex than ever. While these advancements have their benefits, they come with a significant trade-off: reliability. Consumers are now facing a choice. Do you opt for a vehicle that dazzles with its features but might leave you with a hefty repair bill in a few years? Or do you seek out older, simpler models that may lack modern conveniences but offer peace of mind? The decision isn't as straightforward as it seems, especially when you consider the hidden costs of maintaining a modern car. The cost of complexity. Let's break down the real cost of owning a modern vehicle. It's not just about the initial purchase price, it's about the long-term expenses that pile up as the car ages. Start with diagnostic fees. When a warning light appears on your dashboard, your first step is often a visit to the dealership. Before any repairs are made, you'll likely be charged a diagnostic fee of $200 to $300. This fee doesn't cover the repair itself, it's just the cost of figuring out what's wrong. Next, consider the cost of replacement parts. A single electronic module can cost upwards of $1,000, and that's before factoring in labor costs. Turbochargers, which are now common in smaller engines, can cost several $1,000s to replace. Even seemingly minor parts like a water pump or cooling system hose can set you back hundreds of dollars. And then there are shop rates. With labor costs averaging $200 per hour, even a simple repair can become a financial burden. For more complex issues, the costs can quickly spiral out of control. This isn't just a problem for luxury vehicles. Even brands known for affordability, like Honda and Toyota, are incorporating more advanced technology into their cars. While this technology improves performance and convenience, it also increases the likelihood of costly repairs. For many car owners, these expenses come as a shock. When you buy a new vehicle, you expect it to last for years without major issues. But as we've seen, the reality is often far different. The irony is that while modern vehicles are marketed as cutting-edge and innovative, they are in many ways less durable than their predecessors. The emphasis on efficiency, technology, and cost-cutting measures has created a perfect storm of short-term performance and long-term expense. So what can you do to protect yourself? The answer might lie in going back to basics. Built to break. Imagine this scenario. You invest in a shiny new car, expecting it to last a decade, just like vehicles used to. But 3 years in, things start going wrong. The check engine light pops on, the turbocharger struggles to keep up, and plastic components under the hood are cracking from heat cycles. This is not bad luck. It's a design choice, a calculated move by manufacturers known as planned obsolescence. Planned obsolescence isn't just a conspiracy theory, it's a business strategy. By designing vehicles with components that fail shortly after the warranty period expires, manufacturers create a steady demand for repairs, replacements, and eventually new cars. Every breakdown, every costly repair, and every failed part feeds into the system, keeping the automotive industry profitable at your expense. Take the cooling systems of modern vehicles, for example. In the past, manufacturers used durable rubber hoses and metal clamps. Today, these have been replaced with quick snap plastic fittings that are cheaper to produce but significantly less reliable. These components are strategically designed to last just long enough to meet the warranty's requirements, after which they begin to fail. And it's not just the materials. The design of modern cars makes many repairs unnecessarily complicated. Engines are tightly packed with key components buried under layers of other parts. Simple tasks that once took minutes now require hours of labor, driving up repair costs. But the worst part of this scheme? It's perfectly legal, and it's costing you thousands of dollars. The warranty trap. Warranties are often sold as a sign of confidence in a vehicle's durability. After all, if a car comes with a 5-year warranty, it must be reliable, right? Not quite. Warranties are carefully calculated to cover the period when most vehicles are unlikely to experience major issues. Once the warranty expires, the real problems begin. Manufacturers know this, and they rely on it. Here's how it works. During the warranty period, you feel secure. Repairs are covered and your car seems like a great investment. But as soon as the warranty ends, you're left with the full financial responsibility for any breakdowns. Consider turbocharged engines, which have become the norm in modern vehicles. These engines are efficient and powerful, but they are also highly sensitive. Turbochargers operate at extremely high temperatures, and over time, the heat takes a toll on surrounding components. By the time the warranty expires, the turbocharger may be on its last legs. Replacing it can cost several $1,000s, money that comes straight out of your pocket. This pattern isn't a coincidence. Manufacturers design vehicles to perform well during the warranty period, ensuring positive reviews and satisfied customers. But once that period is over, the focus shifts to profit. Every repair you pay for, every replacement part you buy, and every service you schedule contributes to the bottom line. And if you think this only affects your wallet, think again. The impact of planned obsolescence goes far beyond individual car owners. Depreciation disaster. Planned obsolescence doesn't just make owning a car more expensive, it also destroys its value over time. Depreciation has always been a factor in car ownership, but modern vehicles are losing value faster than ever before. Why? Because as cars become more complex and reliant on technology, the cost of maintaining them increases dramatically. Potential buyers in the used car market are wary of vehicles that may soon require expensive repairs. As a result, even relatively new cars can lose a significant portion of their value within just a few years. Hybrid and electric vehicles are particularly affected. While these cars are marketed as the future of transportation, their high-voltage batteries come with a steep price tag. Battery replacements can cost $5,000 or more, and for older models, finding a compatible replacement can be a challenge. This drives down the resale value of hybrid and electric vehicles, making them a risky investment for used car buyers. Depreciation also affects leasing. As car values drop, leasing companies adjust their rates to account for the lower resale value. This means higher monthly payments for lessees, adding yet another layer of cost to modern car ownership. The irony is that while manufacturers profit from planned obsolescence, consumers are left footing the bill. The faster cars depreciate, the more likely you are to trade in your vehicle for a new one, continuing the cycle of spending. But depreciation isn't the only long-term consequence of planned obsolescence. The environmental cost is just as staggering. The environmental irony. Modern cars are often marketed as environmentally friendly, thanks to their fuel efficiency and lower emissions. But beneath the surface, the reality is far less green. Planned obsolescence means that cars are being discarded and replaced at an alarming rate. Every time a vehicle is scrapped, its materials, plastic, metal, and electronics, must be processed, recycled, or disposed of. This process consumes significant energy and resources, contributing to pollution and greenhouse gas emissions. And then there's the issue of batteries. Hybrid and electric vehicle batteries are difficult to recycle, and improper disposal can lead to toxic chemicals leaching into the environment. While some companies are working on solutions, the scale of the problem is enormous. Even the production of new vehicles has an environmental cost. Building a car requires mining raw materials, manufacturing parts, and assembling components, all of which have a carbon footprint. The more frequently cars are replaced, the greater the demand for new production, perpetuating the cycle of environmental damage. Ironically, older vehicles, which are often less efficient, can be more sustainable in the long run simply because they last longer. A car that remains on the road for 20 years, even with higher emissions, may have a smaller overall environmental impact than a series of newer, more efficient cars that are replaced every 5 to 10 years. The push for greener vehicles is commendable, but without addressing the issue of planned obsolescence, the environmental benefits are undermined. Cars need to be built to last, not just for the sake of consumers, but for the planet as well. So where does this leave us? Can anything be done to break the cycle of planned obsolescence? Choosing durability over trendiness. In a world of planned obsolescence, rising repair costs, and cars designed to fail, the question on everyone's mind is this: is it possible to break free from this cycle? The answer lies in the choices we make as consumers. Take a step back and consider what you truly need in a car. Do you prioritize durability and long-term reliability, or are you swayed by flashy features and the latest gadgets? The truth is, many of the problems with modern cars can be avoided by opting for models that focus on proven engineering over unnecessary complexity. Brands like Toyota and Lexus have earned their reputation for durability by sticking to reliable designs. Many of their vehicles still use traditional rubber hoses, metal clamps, and naturally aspirated engines. These aren't flashy choices, but they work, and they last. The Toyota Land Cruiser, for example, is celebrated worldwide for its ability to endure harsh conditions for decades. Similarly, Honda continues to produce engines known for their longevity. Their straightforward designs require less maintenance and can handle years of use without significant issues. These brands understand the value of keeping things simple, and their vehicles reflect that philosophy. By choosing cars that prioritize durability over trendiness, you can save thousands of dollars in repair costs and extend the life of your vehicle. It's not always about the newest model. Sometimes, the smartest choice is one that has stood the test of time. But even within reliable brands, there are pitfalls to watch out for. Let's talk about avoiding the traps of modern manufacturing. Avoiding the pitfalls. Even reliable manufacturers are not immune to the pressures of modern trends. As fuel efficiency standards tighten and technology evolves, many automakers are introducing hybrid systems, turbochargers, and other features that add complexity to their vehicles. So how do you avoid these pitfalls? Start by doing your homework. Research the track record of specific models and engines. Look for cars with naturally aspirated engines, which are generally more durable and require less maintenance than turbocharged counterparts. Avoid vehicles with overly complicated systems, like dual battery setups or experimental hybrid configurations. Pay attention to the materials used in the car. Plastic components under the hood are a red flag, especially in critical systems like cooling and engine parts. Opt for models that use metal where it matters, as these parts are more likely to withstand the test of time. Maintenance practices also play a crucial role in avoiding costly repairs. Regular oil changes, proper fluid levels, and timely replacements of wear and tear items like belts and hoses can significantly extend the life of your vehicle. Many car owners underestimate the importance of proactive maintenance, but neglecting these tasks can lead to catastrophic failures down the road. Finally, resist the temptation to overload your car with features. While advanced technology can be convenient, every additional gadget increases the complexity of the vehicle and the likelihood of something going wrong. Ask yourself, do you really need a panoramic sunroof, power adjustable everything, or an infotainment system that rivals your smartphone? Simplicity is your ally when it comes to durability. But making smart choices as a buyer is only part of the equation. What about the broader industry trends that drive these issues in the first place? The consumer's role. The power of the consumer cannot be underestimated. Manufacturers respond to demand, and if enough people push back against planned obsolescence, the industry will have no choice but to adapt. Consider the rise of electric vehicles as an example. 10 years ago, they were a niche market, but growing consumer interest has driven massive innovation in the sector. The same principle can apply to durability. If buyers prioritize long-lasting vehicles and reject those with excessive complexity, manufacturers will shift their strategies. One way to make your voice heard is through reviews and ratings. Share your experiences with specific models, highlighting durability and reliability, or calling out issues when they arise. These reviews influence other buyers and, in turn, manufacturers who are paying close attention to consumer feedback. Another powerful tool is your wallet. By choosing vehicles from brands and models known for their longevity, you send a clear message about what you value. Support automakers that prioritize quality and sustainability over short-term profits. But what does the future hold for car buyers? Can we hope for a new era of reliable vehicles, or is planned obsolescence here to stay? The future of reliable cars. The future of the automotive industry is at a crossroads. On one hand, manufacturers are under pressure to meet increasingly stringent emission standards and adopt new technologies. On the other, there's growing awareness of the downsides of planned obsolescence, both for consumers and the environment. Innovation in materials science could be a game changer. Researchers are developing stronger, more heat-resistant plastics and composite materials that could replace current components without sacrificing durability. Similarly, advancements in battery technology promise longer lifespans and lower costs, addressing one of the biggest challenges for hybrid and electric vehicles. Some automakers are already taking steps toward building more reliable cars. Volvo, for example, has pledged to focus on sustainability and durability in its future models. Toyota continues to refine its approach to hybrid systems, aiming to create powertrains that are both efficient and long-lasting. The rise of electric vehicles also holds potential. While current battery technology is expensive and limited in lifespan, ongoing research is driving improvements that could make electric vehicles a more durable and cost-effective choice. Solid-state batteries, for example, are expected to last significantly longer than today's lithium-ion options. For consumers, the key is to stay informed, keep an eye on industry trends, and hold manufacturers accountable for the promises they make. If an automaker claims their vehicles are built to last, look for evidence to back it up. Another encouraging development is the growing interest in sustainable practices. Circular manufacturing, where materials from old vehicles are reused to build new ones, could help reduce waste and lower production costs. This approach not only benefits the environment, but also supports the creation of longer-lasting vehicles. So now you know the truth about why modern cars just don't last like they used to. From planned obsolescence to skyrocketing repair costs, the automotive industry is changing, and not always for the better. But here's the thing, you don't have to accept it. As a consumer, you have the power to demand better, to choose durability over trendiness, and to push back against this cycle of disposability. But what do you think? Are cars really getting worse? Or are the benefits of modern technology worth the trade-off? Have you had experiences with costly repairs or parts that failed too soon? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts.